Good morning, Los Santos. You're tuned in to East Los FM, the radio station that personifies the struggle and the passion of a real Latino in Los Santos. Here is a song that represents the struggle of mi abuela who crossed the border into San Andreas in search of a better life. She faced many challenges and many hardships, but in the end, she succeeded in raising me and my brothers. Those songs brought back memories, like of my childhood, growing up in Los Santos, I remember the times when we used to have parties, fiestas and stuff, we'd have the piñata set up at a birthday party, my hermano's birthday party, we used to have a piñata and we used to swing at it, trying to hit it, trying to get the candy inside. We'd have that traditional kind of music playing. What we did, this was back in the 70s, back before everything went bad. We used to just have fun, just to relax and all kinds of stuff, Family would be drinking whatever, letting us do whatever. We used to run about the primos, chasing them cops and robbers. But yeah, things have changed since then, man. People don't live like that no more. People like talk about his video games and all kinds of other stuff, shooting, vagos, Aztecas, Marabunta Grande, all that kind of stuff, man. Yeah, things have changed. Even since the 90s, things have changed. The Aztecas went bad, like even worse than they were before. It's just different now. Everything's different, man. And then I heard Grove Street or whatever, who used to be good with the Aztecas, they got, I don't even know what happened to them, man. I haven't really heard from them. I don't know if they're reclusive or whatever. But yeah, things are just bad now. Like, really, really bad. I can't understand it no more, man. But anyway, I'm about to continue with a little bit of Musica Electronica, electronic music, the kind of music that's techno infused with a little Latin flavor. Anyway, let's get this, get this music going, Let's get some music going. So I'm sure you're tired of hearing my voice, and then after this we'll have the news, and then, I'll change the genre once again. Anyway, enjoy.
es la hora? ¿Qué es la hora? Ahora. Ayer. ¿Qué es la hora? ¿Qué es la hora? Ahora. ¿Qué es la hora? Ahora. ¡Es medianoche! ¡Es medianoche! ¿Qué es la hora? Ahora. ¿Qué es la hora?
Studio 25 at the Interglobal Television Company in West Los Santos and in the SA3N Recording Center. This is SA3N, news right where it counts.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tyler Hatterman and welcome to the first broadcast of SA3N News. First story of the night, could this really be the depot of deserted car lots, or is it just the next teenage love joint? The GTAA's infamous Sunnyside Taxi Company has had most of their cars out front for a few days now. Surprisingly, they're still as yellow as a hillbilly's tooth. It gives a ghastly atmosphere at the sight of so many empty cars and many people in the town at the exact same time. It looks similar to the day that cell phone went off at an Amish meeting. It's a wonder that you see it running at all. The GTA bus line is facing the same problem at a worse angle, as the capacity of buses is over 12 times the amount of a fully loaded taxi, 5 times as much as a Mexican Volkswagen. With the rising gas prices and continuing positions open for employment available, it's likely that the entire company could collapse at any second. It reminds me of something very exotic, something in London, like a bridge or something, I don't know. However, it would appear that many folks are attempting to reinstate these companies to their full worth. Mr. Brandon Frias of Los Santos describes his previous journeys to bring back the groove of taxis in Los Santos, because we all know that cars dance when we aren't looking, and you know it. Quote, I have worked for the GTAA for about 2 months now, says Brandon. I am satisfied with my job because it pays well and I have a fun time cruising around town. During his employment with the GTAA, he has seen much action, but with glorious non-recognition, he gathers the wheelless and keeps the city's employees and its residents moving. Check that. He moves everyone who needs transportation, even those in wheelchairs, I hope. If you're interested in employment from the GTAA's busing or taxi services, you can find them at Unity Station in Idlewood, the taxi service, and near the conference center near Verdant Bluffs on Constitution Avenue. You can contact your local law enforcement or go to City Hall to request directions. On another topic, things that go get your mind out of the gutter. But if you thought of snakes, Police closed San Andreas Boulevard in front of City Hall in Los Santos on Friday as fire crews inspected a supposed gas leak in the upper part of the sewer. City officials were also on the scene as the crews responded very well to the leak, according to Mayor G. Mooney of Los Santos. When asked how efficiently they worked, Mayor Mooney denied comment for security reasons, as he was prohibited from going near the leak for safety precautions and was not aware of what the exact cause was. Or he just didn't want to apply his masters in phys ed to the situation. Fire crews also working on the leak were very open to discussion on the dilemma after it was repaired. Quote, an old pipe in the ground burst from carbon dioxide from the sun, describes Fire Department and EMS responder Liridon, of the Los Santos Fire Department. Carbon dioxide absorbed in the ground, corroded from the heat, and burst. Alright, now I know I can breathe on pipes and make them melt. Yes! Fire Department and EMS responder Liridon explains that the cause was also from nuclear factory pollution. The cause of all problems, apparently. Quote, problems like broken pipes could happen at any time, but it is unlikely, end quote. To keep the generations of firefighters in San Andreas experienced, Fire Department and EMS Liridon allowed a ride-along for a cadet in training to examine the examining process. Quote, all I have to say, says FD Cadet Jack Rose, is that we're all glad that there were no casualties. End quote. So, did anyone get hurt? After later interviews, we learned that the pipe was replaced and coated with a special liquid to help prevent the same scenario from happening again for a long, long time. But don't hold your breath. Ooh, that was bad. And our last story of the night, missing police officers out of nowhere? What next? We have unconfirmed reports of several police vehicles becoming unoccupied while in motion. Some reported ghost cars. But we here at SA3N don't believe in ghosts or fairy tales. Although the Three Little Pigs was very influential to my days as a popcorn vendor. So we set out on our own little Ghostbusters mission. Our results were extraordinary. The vehicles were indeed being stranded in the middle of roads. We did not, however, see anything still moving. That would have been very creepy, even for non-ghosties like me, but who cares. So what happened to the missing police officers? We gassed up the mystery van and continued onward. Apparently there was much deliberation between dispatch and the missing units on the comm radio. Unfortunately, we are not able to present this for security reasons. Someone advertised a party after work, apparently, and didn't want civilians showing up with cheese hats and some bud. That would be awesome. We could tell you, though, is that people are missing. Reports of visuals on the missing officers have been coming in, but when we get there, the apparition is gone. Then the caller puts his beer down on the sidewalk and comes to the van and tells us about it. So, this report goes unconfirmed. Maybe they magically teleported to a donut world. Maybe they vanished into another dimension of chaos emeralds. Never mind. Bad nostalgia. We here at SA3N hope they return safely if possible. And when they do, bring some bud and cheese hats, please. That's our news for this week, ladies and gentlemen. We hope that you'll join us next week for our second broadcast. I'm editorial commentator and photographer Tyler Hatterman. Keep your newspaper away from your lap, or you just might get your news right where it counts. Good night.
Please note that the previous statements are intended to bring awareness to the public. They are in no way intended to reflect the ideas, intelligence, or character of anyone mentioned. Tyler Hatterman is an editorial commentator, meaning statements outside of quotes are his own opinion, and do not intend to express influence to their manner. If your statements were used and you feel they were misquoted, please go to the ARP website under Los Santos News and under SA3N News for contact information. If you wish to read more stories from this week, go to the forums. They are updated weekly. This has been an SA3N broadcast.
Alright, next on our list we have a little bit of rap, that hip-hop stuff that all the kids are talking about. Personally, I'm not really a fan of it, man. It doesn't go with our traditional values or anything, It's just like dissonance. It's like separate from what we are today compared to what we are years and years ago. I mean, we didn't have this kind of stuff. We had traditional music, music I grew up with, mariachi bands and all that. But nowadays, everybody wants to be like, just like black people, always rapping, saying all kinds of stuff. Mayate this, nigger that. It just doesn't fit, it just doesn't resonate with us, who we are, our struggle, and how we were, It doesn't relate to anything about the Aztecas or anything, the Aztecs, the Mayan warriors, none of that stuff. It doesn't go with us. It's not us. But anyway, all the young kids like this stuff, so, I'm just going to play a little bit of it, just play whatever we have and just get it out of the way, because, there's no point in it. You don't need it, Go back to using the little guitars, and the little, with the sombreros, the hat dance, if anyone remembers that, going around with your primos, the good times, man. I miss those times, man. But whatever, we'll just play a little bit of this rap and whatever, I'm just gonna, tune out, probably give me a bottle of tequila, just sit back, have me a little drink while this music plays, and I'll be listening with my headphones, some traditional music. But anyway, here we go.
What? MC Osidi. Oh shit. That's right. Here we go. Yo, quisiera tanto poder ser un hipócrita. Así mucho más fácil me llegaría la nómina, los premios, las nominaciones. Hablar de chingoteo, drogas y que cool soy en todas mis canciones. Ser orgulloso, no tener el ego frágil. La fama y el dinero me llegaría mucho más fácil, pero nací así y quien soy es lo que vivo. Notarás mis amores y temores tras todo lo que digo, porque así seré, así soy, así he sido. Mientras la cima siga, mi vida tendrá un sentido, así que sigo conmigo y me mantengo leal. Entiende que hasta la muerte seguiré siendo real. Y si no te gusta mi lírica, pues por lo menos he tratado mejor con lápiz y papel que con pistola en la mano. Así que no te preocupes que yo sigo claro. Ilumino mi camino y la música es mi faro y busco ¿Dónde se esconde mi nombre? Miro al espejo y no conozco al hombre que mira para atrás hacia mis propios ojos y noto que mi nombre no es más que solo un apodo y busco ¿Dónde se esconde mi nombre? No hay dinero en este mundo que a mi alma compre, cauteloso siempre en los sitios cuales ando y dejo claro con mi letra que me está pasando. Esto de escribir rimas no lo hago por la gente, lo hago por no irme sano y perder la mente. El dinero no es lo primero, la fama solo enfada a tantos artistas muertos o con mentes cicatrizadas, porque no saben lo que hacen o por qué lo hacen, no saben las consecuencias de las cosas que hicieron, porque reciben ahora la atención que los padres nunca le dieron. No, eso no es a lo que yo me he metido. Para expresar mi opinión hay millones de motivos, hay más de 1000 razones para escribir y tratar de tocar corazones con cada palabra que suelto, y con esto tendré voz hasta después de muerto. Así que no me juzguen por ser así. Esto de rap es lo único que me ayuda a vivir, que me ayuda a salir de mis zapatos por un rato y caminar descalzo sobre 500 clavos, porque ya no soy esclavo de mis sentimientos. Escribo palabras que no se las puede llevar hasta ni el viento. Y presiento que hasta me quieren ver muerto, pero no me separan de la verdad y de lo cierto. Así que lo siento de verdad si eso te entristece. Yo vengo a relacionarme solo con los que se merecen mi atención individida y le dan más motivo a mis palabras y a mis rimas. Buscar cambiar aunque sea solo una vida y dejarte descubrir a quién mi letra es dirigida. Y buscar ¿Dónde se esconde mi nombre? Miro al espejo y no conozco al hombre que mira para atrás hacia mis propios ojos y noto que mi nombre no es más que solo un apodo. Y busco ¿Dónde se esconde mi nombre? No hay dinero en este mundo que a mi alma compre, cauteloso siempre en los sitios cuales ando y dejo claro con mi letra qué me está pasando. ¿Dónde se esconde mi nombre? Miro al espejo y no conozco al hombre que mira para atrás hacia mis propios ojos y noto que mi nombre no es más que solo un apodo. Y busco ¿Dónde se esconde mi nombre?
Soy sincero, están temblando con el minero, el tipo que tiene el flow pa' tu factoría de cuero. Filmate con un featuring contigo el tal vaquero. Si partieron el lápiz me convierto en lapicero. Soy el callejero que subió el rate de cero. Loco, vendré tu paraguas que me le entre un aguacero. No hables de dinero ni fama en el mundo entero, que yo sueno en todos lados porque yo sí soy rapero, maravilla. Yo sé que te quilla mi vitilla, que te guarda mi hermana, una perla con levilla. No tiene valor, perdón, no tiene babilla. Tu cotorra maricona no me hace ni coquilla. Tengo mis mujeres que me explotan espinillas. De mi gente tú estás clara, después de dejar en camino la pifrilla. En internet atendí una marca, toda mi ropa de marca. Soy el Nobel de tu marca. Yo.
Mi rap no es mejor que todo lo que tú haces, pero dime desde cuándo hay que seguirte tus compases. Y de todo lo que hago no te agrada el desenlace, pues discúlpame si no hago las mismas cosas que haces. Dice que no soy real por no seguir tus ideales, atenta ante mí por limitar tus cualidades. Pretende ser el centro de atención y es a causa de esta acción que acaba siempre envuelto en mil barbaridades. Inventando tu unión con tu visión separatista. En verdad creas una unión o eres tan solo un pesimista, dividiendo la razón, clasificándolas por clases, sin importar cuán bonitas sean toditas tus frases. Mejor guarda tus disfraces, vete y baja por la cuesta. Tu papel por ti ya hablado y tu verdad ha sido expuesta. Ven y hagamos una apuesta para que así tu subestimes, que se activen las médicas fuerzas que tengo entendido mucho te molestan. Y tus malditas protestas, pero hagamos una pausa. Cuéntanos en qué momento has hecho algo por la causa. Y es a causa de esta causa que esto aquí nunca mejora. No es hablar sino es estar presente si llega la hora. Y tus malditas protestas, pero hagamos una cosa. Dinos cómo, cuándo y dónde has hecho algo por la causa. Y es a causa de esta causa que esto aquí nunca mejora. No es hablar sino es estar presente si llega la hora. Siempre encontrando los defectos en vez de las virtudes, buscando quedar bien entre todas las multitudes. Andas tirando la mala, así es como tú progresas. Pero como no me quedo callado, brega con esa. Tal vez mi voz no te guste, mis canciones no te agraden, pero vives esperando el momento en que yo falle, para así salir corriendo con tus críticas para el valle y escucharte nuevamente pidiéndome que me calle. Mientras tú te has dedicado a mirar hacia las nubes, usando a los demás para aplastarlos mientras subes. Si tú crees que yo hago esto para dar un palo instantáneo, mi intención no es subir, yo me mantengo subterráneo. Y aunque yo no soy un gallito como de picos y espuelas, siempre ando preparado por si hay que entrar en la pelea, observando tu estrategia de tragedia round por round. Te has topado con un exponente del rap underground y tus malditas protestas, pero damos una pausa. Cuéntanos en qué momento has hecho algo por la causa, y es a causa de esta causa que esto aquí nunca mejora. No es hablar sino es estar presente si llega la hora. Y tus malitas protestas, pero hagamos una pausa. Dinos cómo, cuándo y dónde has hecho algo por la causa, y es a causa de esta causa que esto aquí nunca mejora. No es hablar sino es estar presente si llega la hora.
De Cante, Yo, Freestyle 1, 2, 3. Soy uno de los pocos raperos que no pretende ser un gante. Aquí con mi micrófono tirando pa'lante. Letras de mi libreta o de mi cabeza. Todo lo que sale de mi boca es real. Aquí les doy un freestyle pa' que sepa que no me van a parar. Han tratado pero siempre han fallado. Tiro un minuto de freestyle, o 2 o 3. No importa porque nunca me va a quitar el estrés. Now there's a shit I need to get out of my chest. No, I am not the best and no, I am not the greatest, but let it be known that I am one of the realest. I am one of those that time and time again has passed every test. I'm done with this shit, I say goodbye to that bitch. I haven't killed that goddamn snitch. In my life there's very little loyalty. Shit, sometimes I think I'm my own enemy. It's funny cause your friends will leave you for money. Oh, that really pretty girl that gets them horny. Hell, get off me, stop trying to get rich off me. I'm only trying to help my generation, my genre, my music, my people. That is my statement, so let it be known. When I'm down on the floor, suffering from bleeding loss, from a gante who just had to take a shot. Remember me not as someone who's got hot or right on top, but as a messenger of what should be taught. I was sent into heaven where access can't be bought. It can only be earned through thoughts and goodwill. So as I sit on this hill and I wonder why must we fight? Why must mothers cry? Why must children die? Why does God have to end our lives? Oh why? Why did daddy leave us at night? Why did mommy and daddy get into a fight? Why is mommy bleeding? Why is daddy tearing? Oh why am I hearing these words that come out of their mouth? These walls are getting loud, they're screaming at me to make them stop. I say stop, I'm out, this crazy house. I'm not a runaway love, I'm not a runaway thug. I'm just a kid on the run, looking for a place to have some fun. Oh yes, come on!
Araneda, bailando en la Alameda, se va a la plaza, gira en su cabeza, se hace 360 en la vereda. Araneda, tomaba mamadera, pero ahora que tiene 15, protesta en la moneda. No quiere leer, tampoco quiere estudiar, es lo único que quiere es su libertad. No le interesa la palabra popular, tampoco le interesa el voto legal. El único que quiere es poder bailar y mostrar a la gente el arte del rap. Los pacos de creación lo han intentado de atrapar, con la pistola, la cuca y la luma por detrás, pero sus amigos lo protegen sin dudar. Y Araneda raspa por la calle de atrás, la pasta, la hace, la coca ilegal. No van en su vida, no van en su rap, pero la maldita escala social te mira con dureza solo porque bajáis. Es justo que los cuicos te pisen con afán, la sangre callejera debe hacerse respetar.
Le voy a tirar a un cabrón que no se calla la boca. Let's go. Ready? Esta es la teoría para la gente que no me quiere. Esto revivido la muerte. ¿Quién tú crees que eres? Esta corona de reino es de tu tamaño. Te falta un poco de años antes de que ir contra mí. Yeah, si digo tu nombre en mi canción te doy controversia y publicidad. You can keep up con mi calidad de lírica. Listen up little bitch to my history. I'm the type of MC you hear about in stories of fantasy. I swear you go against me and I'ma kill you and your team. Hey, tu fantasía es verme en el piso muriendo. Por tu letra ya casi me muero riendo. Te crees mejor, little motherfucking cabrón. Te digo la verdad, eres más rico, eres más famoso, tienes más fans que yo, pero yo siempre tengo más talento. Mi fuego y pasión por la música me lleva hasta más allá. ¡Ja, ja!
A mí me encanta la tiraera, me permite hablar de tu vida personal, también tu carrera musical. Whichever it is, te va a ir mal. Tú no eres nada. Dices que te gusta la bala, que vives por la vida mala. You say you a gangster, as far as I'm concerned, you ain't a motherfucking wankster. You can hit me all you want, you can talk shit all you want, you can try but you won't succeed. What? I die for my clique, all you bitches can talk shit. Ha! But when it comes down to it, you can take a hit. Let me give you a goddamn tip. Don't mess with what you can't kill. I'm back just like that girl in the movie that came after Bill. I'm not a dinosaur, so don't stand still. When I'm done with you, your town is gonna be a straight up motherfucking Silent Hill. Yeah! Haha. Sin mencionar nombres. La tiraera es para que lo sepan. You know who I'm throwing. You know who I'm dissing. Don't you forget it. Hate me, I hate you. Hate my friends, I hate your friends. Okay? Lo puedo usar en inglés o español. Ajá. He cambiado, pero todavía tengo la bestia dentro de mí. Yeah.
You know, the rap stuff is causing us to hurt our own people, you know, our own hermanos, you know, our own blood, man. I mean, I understand that we are warriors, you know, it's in a corazon, but still, man, this rap music is making everything bad. Now we got Latino on Latino violence, you know, it's worse, you know, it's bad, worse than black people. I mean, I understand black people fight each other a lot, but for us it's worse because we do more damage, you know. We're not only hurting ourselves, we're hurting our parents and our families, you know. And it's not supposed to go down like that. I mean, think about it, man. It's not supposed to go down like that. They got Marabunda Grande, the Salvadorians moving in, trying to take over, like, they're fighting over the drug trade with the Aztecas, you know, and they're just going at it bad. And they're doing it in the deserts, in the cities, and the Vagos are coming in, you know, the Los Santos Vagos, and they're making it worse than it should be, you know. Then you got the cartels moving in, and they're just trying to control everything, control what we say, control what we do, and, you know, I'm not about that, I'm not for that, you know, I'm not for that, the controlling. I mean, I like to have freedom of speech, you know, and then I heard in Mexico, everything's bad out there, the cartels taking over in Mexico, you know, they're at war with the actual government. See, things are like that in America, they will never get that far. The cartel will be taken down fast if they were to try to do that, you know. Right now, the Americans are letting the cartels stay in, you know, this little drug thing, as I hear, so that way, you know, they could keep the control, the American keep in control, but the cartel will try to rise up and take over in America. They'll get shut down quick by the military and everything, man. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna have to close the broadcast because it's getting late, and, you know, they're closing up the station, you know. All I want to say is stay safe, you know. Don't hurt anybody today, tomorrow, or any other day. Just stay safe, stay yourself, stay inside. Don't cause no problems. We don't need any problems with anybody trying to be heroes or vigilantes. We don't need that stuff, you know. All that needs to be in the streets are federales. You know, let them do their job. Don't try to bug them. Don't try to fight them. Don't try to shoot them. Let them do their job. That's what they're paid to do. Just like all of us are paid to do our jobs. Anyway, I'm signing off the Radio East Los or East Los FM, whatever the fuck it's called now. I don't know. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. I want to go to my wife, my kids. Anyway, I'm closing off right now. Good night, unless